So one of the coolest things that happened when I was brand new to freelance writing was when a company or a guest blog published my post. I was so happy and proud. And I was like, wow, there's my writing online. Oh my goodness, with an author bio. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm a published writer. I didn't start a blog and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I can't believe that someone published my work. And then I thought the next thought was like, wait, so how do I hold it? Where do I have it? Oh my goodness. And then I realized I needed a portfolio. And that's where a lot of mistakes I started making happen. And you might be the same because you might be at that point in your freelance writing journey. So let's look at mistakes pretty much every beginner writer will probably make with their portfolio and how to avoid them. Now, the first one is a lack of focus. I kid you not, every time I was accepted and every time that my post was published somewhere, I put it in my portfolio. I was so proud of myself. I was like, wow, I'm a real legit writer. I want everyone to know I'm going to put this post from a mom blog on here, from a special education blog in here, from a psychology blog. I had a guest blog there, from a social media blog. I had so many different types of content on my portfolio page. I'm surprised that I even got hired. Honestly, it was a mess. And I think I can probably show you over here on the Wayback Machine. You can check sites. So like, that's when I first started. I don't know. Let's see how my portfolio looked like. So I started in September right here. See, nothing. This is when I started the site. And I don't know, by December, I probably have something on my portfolio page. So let's see what it drums up. I don't know if we'll be able to see the portfolio page. Oh yeah, it has a portfolio right here. I know this is not what the site looked like, but okay, so look, there you go. Here's a mom one, Nation of Moms, another mom one right there. I have health, lifestyle. I forgot about the lifestyle stuff I pumped out a lot. I had career, again, the same website. He or she's own it. I had education. This is from Children with Autism, Another Mom's Magazine, and social media. So you can see that there was no focus whatsoever. I was just ecstatic to be published. All right, like this was so new to me. I was like, oh my gosh, a magazine published my work. Psych Central published my work. I was like really happy about all this stuff. It was so neat to see all this stuff. Here's a LinkedIn post right there and social media today. Like I was trying to find anything to put on my portfolio because I was so brand new. And I mean, this was within a few months. There's no client work pieces because I was in the process of writing for clients and they hadn't published my content. So I just had this stuff, but I was still able to grab clients. Now, I do want to preface that this was in 2014. So things are different now with the rise of AI, with more people shopping online. Your portfolio needs to have focus. Where I can get away in 2014, if I publish these right now as a new writer, it would be very hard for me to land work. I probably could land some jobs, but it'd be very low paying. And I would probably be working with difficult clients, right? Because like, well, she can write whatever. I'm going to use it for this. I'll pay her 3 cents a word kind of thing. And, you know, I don't care about her content kind of thing. Like if clients aren't going to value you, this portfolio shows that I'm a commodity writer, and commodity writers will be replaced with AI. So you don't want to have a lack of focus on your portfolio because then clients will not want to hire a jack of all trades. They want a writer that is specific to one type of industry, that knows something about a particular topic. And so it did take me some time to refine my portfolio, but you can, check out my portfolio currently. Aside from adding copywriting to it, it is primarily digital marketing, social media, blogging. That's all marketing stuff, and WordPress. Like that's mostly what my content's all about. It is stuck in this digital marketing realm, and under digital marketing is content marketing, which is blogging, and social media marketing. And then copywriting has email, which is email marketing. So it's really just like the whole digital marketing landscape that I have in my portfolio. And that's where I've kept my portfolio. And then with the clients, I really started honing in on the type of clients that I wanted to seek. It wasn't just small business owners. It wasn't just like any business owner. It was SaaS businesses. So all of that takes time, and that's okay. That takes time. But I strongly advise that in the beginning with your portfolio is to have some kind of focus. Now, if you want to sort of just dive like, well, I love lifestyle, I want to write for the lifestyle magazines, I would still pick under lifestyle some topics like beauty or like travel or food and wine or health and wellness, and niche yourself that way. Okay, so I do have a video on how to, narrow your niche so that you are more valuable to a client versus a commodity writer who is a jack of all trades, who essentially could be just a blogger that has multiple sites, because I also do that, but I don't show that on my portfolio page, right? So there's a time and place for that. The next mistake a beginner freelance writer might be making with a portfolio is that it's a little cluttered and unorganized. And, if you look in the beginning of my portfolio, I'm surprised that I had it organized. I have health, lifestyle, career, education, social media. I'm surprised that they're categorized, because if I didn't have that, I may have had one health here, one career, the next one social media, then throw in an education in there, throw in another lifestyle. It would be all over the place. And so either I did do that and my husband suggested I categorize it, or I just figured out from other portfolios that I saw that I should probably have sections in my portfolio of the different topics that I'm writing about, right? Because hell, I'm writing about, 50,000 different topics here. So with organizing, you can still organize it with your niche. So I still organize it here. So I have copywriting, digital marketing, social media, blogging, and WordPress. Those are my main buckets that I am writing about. I'm writing about blogging. I should probably change this to content marketing or something like that. And then those are the things that I'm writing about here. So I still am categorizing my portfolio, and to make it easier for people to go through and see, I'm also putting the best pieces up front here, my best client work up front right here. The ones that are down at the bottom may not be my clients right now. They may not be notable brands, like Startup Bonsai may not be a notable brand. Same thing with Clear. They may not be notable. Stories is on Medium. So these brands aren't that notable, but I still want to add them because they do show off my writing ability. I like to put my most recent pieces or the best clients up front. So that's how I organize my portfolio. And you can do the same in your portfolio as well. In my writer website course that I have, where I show you the tech side of how to start a writer website, in the portfolio lesson, I do show you how to split that up and how to set up the image and the title and all of that so that it is organized and looks good. Because you don't want to present your page, which most likely this is the page you will put in your pitches or you'll send to your job ads because they want to look at your portfolio. They want it to be easy to read. Other writers have done, instead of links to individual blog posts, if they've been a writer for a company for years, they can't put all their blog posts on there. So they'll put their author page. And so that works well for a lot of writers. And that's something that I could have done with some of my client work, but I just sort of cherry picked the ones that I like the best from those past clients of mine instead of having it on my author page. But I do have an author page still on those client pieces with lots and dozens of content. But that's just how I want to show, present myself. But you might have something different. You might want to say, you know what, I was a writer for this publication for 5 years. I'll just put the online author page with all the content. Like if you're a Forbes writer, for example, or something like that, where you have an author page. So you can do that to organize your portfolio. The next mistake you might be making with your portfolio, which I probably am at fault, is not updating your portfolio regularly. Now, in a past video, I did mention that I didn't touch my portfolio for probably 2 years, probably all through the pandemic. I really didn't touch it. Even though I was landing client work, even though I got things published, I did not update my portfolio. I didn't want to take the time to do it. It was a little bit more headache than necessary. I knew that I was taking on copywriting clients, but I didn't want to spend the time because that took a long time to add that section. I just knew all this stuff, so I just put it off. So you might be in that same boat, and just realize that, if you're not landing any work, if your pitches aren't resonating, it might be because you need to spruce up your portfolio. So add those new pieces, add guest posts that you've been doing. See where you can drum up some stuff, where you can add even your own blog posts to your portfolio. Those all are helpful to make it look fresh and new. The next mistake that you might be making is not showing like versatility in your portfolio. And I mean, it's not like a huge mistake. If you want to like niche down to SEO blog writing, then of course your portfolio is going to show only blog posts. That's what I've been showing for the last almost 10 years. But it's okay to show a little bit of variability. I've seen many portfolios that have press release section, they have sales page section, a blog section, an ad section. That's great. If you have all those types of deliverables for your clients, then highlight them in your portfolio. I am not niched out to be a copywriter that does all of those things, right? Or a freelance that does all of those types of services. I want to specialize in the blog post writing or the long form or the SEO blog writing. And then I'm going to add a little bit of copywriting like the email funnels. Over the last few years, I've been writing on my blog and sharing my thoughts about how I want to sort of stay away from the long form writing and focus more on shorter pieces of content like the email funnels, like the landing page copy, or even shorter blog posts. But what ends up happening always is that I pick up the client and then I end up writing 2,000 or 3,000 words for them because it's a topic that I'm familiar with. I love writing. It just ends up being that way. But I am trying, some of my clients only want 900 words, only 1,200 words. And those are the clients that I'm trying to grab because I can still charge a high rate, still make good money, but not take all the hours and days to write the post, edit the post, proofread the post. A lot goes into bigger pieces of content for a project than something that's shorter. Like I said, with your portfolio, you can demonstrate that, versatility by having different pieces of content if you want. Or, if you don't want to, like I have, just keep it as blog posts and mention that you on your hire me page or another page or your homepage that you primarily write blog posts, but you're open to, and then you can list the things that you're open to, because again, if you want to appeal to more clients and make more money, this can open the doors to new skill levels for you. So just think about that in the long term. The next mistake I see time and time again, and that is having only like one main portfolio and not taking advantage of all the different platforms there are out there. I do have a video on the different platforms you can use for your portfolio, so make sure you check that out. It's a very popular video because it demonstrates all the different methods you can display your portfolio. You don't want to just have it on your Writer website. Your Writer website's not going to get thousands of visitors a month. I don't think so. Mine still doesn't. So you need to, have your portfolio in different ways where more people can view them. So for example, like LinkedIn is a great way to demonstrate your work. There are more people on LinkedIn, and your contribution on LinkedIn by replying to what's discussions on LinkedIn will get people excited to check out your portfolio. But on my LinkedIn portfolio, I do have my experience here, and here is my content here. Again, my best pieces go up top right here. And then I have other ones here that are more recent. Based on the years that you put in, it will showcase all that. It still says I still write for like Smart Blogger, which I didn't. But if I end the contract, then LinkedIn just shuttles it way down below. I have 17 of these here, so I need to keep it fresh by like just showing these things. But you can see, 600 people viewed my portfolio. That is more than the people that come to my website. It's comparable, but at the moment, I now have an extra 600 there. I can now publish my portfolio on Contently, on other platforms that get other views there and other visitors, right? So you want to have that option of more people seeing your portfolio. And that's something a lot of new writers just aren't aware of. They're not aware of you can do that. If they don't have a website, then they start thinking, well, where can I publish my portfolio? And that's where the question might come where, well, you can do LinkedIn. Medium is another great platform. Contently, like I said, and there's other ones out there that you can definitely start using. Have more than one portfolio. And the next piece of advice is probably one of the most important ones, and ones that I didn't really figure out until recently. Your entire portfolio made up of only one-off pieces. You have to be careful with that. I've been learning that clients nowadays are seeking the professional writers that have long-term clients. And they have long-term clients because their portfolio demonstrates that they've been writing for them for more than one piece. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I do have one-off pieces on my portfolio, but it does not comprise all of my portfolio. And in the beginning, that might be the case. My original portfolio had some one-off pieces, but I tried to, guest post on them. I think I did the She Owns It a couple times, the Go We Love It a couple times. I tried to show that I have content from that website several times. I think the only one was like the Social Media or Psychology Today. Only did it one time. So there were a couple key pieces that were only one-offs, but I made sure to have my guest post or contribution pieces there more than just having the one. And that's what you need to do. So if you do end up having a lot of guest posts, let's say you use Better Marketing on Medium, make sure you have 2 or 3 of those that you can sort of put in your portfolio to show that I do write for this publication, right? Like I said, most people will have like an author page and they will say, this is my author page for this publication, or they'll demonstrate by having a couple of pieces. And that's what I did when I picked up Blogging Wizard. I have 2 or 3 pieces there. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I decided to do that instead of having like an author page. It just shows quickly when people scan my portfolio that, okay, this is a client definitely that she's been working with for a while. There's lots of pieces there. Here's another client that has a few pieces here and things like that. It just demonstrates that you have good standing relationships with your clients, that you're not just some writer that, does one piece and moves on kind of thing, that you want to stick around. And that is highly desirable for a lot of clients because of the problems they have with writers. And so a lot of companies, because of those issues, they're leaning towards AI writing because, AI writing tools don't quit on you, right? So if you want to stay ahead, I suggest that it doesn't have to be with client work, but with guest posting at least, to have more than one guest poster spot so that you can have a couple of pieces from those publications. I have a guest posting site and you're more than welcome to publish or guest post on that site more than once. I think Bo here published a lot. If I can go to his author page, you can see he has tons of content on the site. I think it's just mostly him and me now. He has 4 pages. All right. So he likes guest posting on this site, but you can do something like that where you can write more than one blog post for guest posts. So Chelsea here has a couple of pieces here. So that's great. This will show nicely on her portfolio if she either links to her author page here or just puts these into her portfolio page. That's what I mean by having more than one. Now, granted, like Nellie here's, I think Nellie has a couple here now. She has a few here. That's great. There are some freelancers that they know what they're doing and they want to show that they're credible writers. Just trying to find one that maybe does a one-off. So Dallas here. So here's an example of just a one-off. Maybe Dallas would like to, contribute another guest post. And plus it's older, so maybe, update all of this stuff. There's some good reasons why you would want to guest post again, even though it's free. It's free, yes. I don't pay for the guest posters. It's up to you to guest post, but it's a really nice blog. I updated it. You get author bios. You get your name on the front pages here. I show that your author name and your bio and all that stuff as much as I can, because that's what I value in a guest posting site, is to have my name and make it known that I wrote that post. I do all that I can to help writers, and it shows well. A lot of my students write for Freelance FAQs and then pick up clients because of the content, because it's a professional looking blog with stock photos. It just reads well. I do my best to optimize it for SEO. I do format it so that it reads better, with shorter sentences. I interlink. I do all this to help the writer. I add screenshots as well myself, all of this to help, and a pin image. So it's a complete post when you guest post on my site with a really nice author bio. So you can see I do the best that I can to make sure that these pieces of content that you put on your portfolio will actually generate leads and client work for you. It's in the best interest for you to, at least for some of your pieces, have more than one from that one publication, one client that you put on your portfolio. Okay, it's just a thought for you, because there are clients nowadays that are wanting writers that are actual writers that have client work that get paid on a regular basis. And that demonstrates that, instead of having a writer that just has guest posts from like Zapier, a guest post from Forbes, a guest post from Entrepreneur. Those are nice brands and nice logos to have on your writer website, but they're one-off pieces kind of thing, right? I was hired by Zapier, but they only published the one post that I had there. I don't know why, but that's just what happened. But that's besides this video. Anyways, those are the top tips to help you if you have mistakes in your portfolio and how to avoid them or fix them. Let me know in the comments below if you made any of these mistakes. I'd want to know. And if I'm missing any mistakes, maybe I overlooked some, let me know in the comments below. As always, give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.